Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got in another rifle scope to take a look at. This one's coming from MidTen. It's a 3:9 by 32 with an adjustable objective. This scope is very budget friendly, but it does have some features on it that you find on more expensive scopes, so I'm interested to test this one out. So stick around if you want to learn about it. We'll do a real quick unboxing. We'll go over all those features and specifications, kind of show you around the scope. I'll try to show you what it looks like actually looking through it. We'll get it mounted to something, probably get out to the range, do a little bit of testing, and then give some thoughts on it. So again, this is coming from MidTen. There's nothing on the box though that says MidTen anywhere. Little Amazon sticker there. But let's get cut into this. See how things are packed in here. Looks like we have some bubble wrap. That was probably our mounts that just fell out. So yeah, this was the box that dropped down. Probably our rings. I'll show you those in a bit up close. Let's get this stuff out. So this is what you're getting, the scope. Got some covers on here. Cleaning cloth. Looks like a manual. I think the cleaning cloth was supposed to be in there. That's alright though. Quickly show you the manual just in case there's any of this information that I don't go over. And it looks like this does come with a 1-year warranty. Here's what those scope rings look like. They do have like some type of fabric right there so that kind of doesn't mar up the scope. So we'll have to check out what the anodization's like on the scope itself. They actually seem somewhat decent. And then here's those lens caps or covers. And they also include the tool that's needed to mount everything. Alright, let's take a look at the scope itself. As you can see, they do have their branding and stuff on it there. Again, we're going to be a 3:9 by 32 with the adjustable objective. You're going to have like your ocular lens here, your objective lens down here. Our magnification adjustment, let's check that out. Very stiff right now. I'll work that around a bit. It's already starting to loosen up, but it is definitely stiff. Going to have our windage and elevation adjustment. These are toolless, I believe. Yeah, you just pop them up. Very positive. You can feel and hear every adjustment. These are resettable to 0 as well. For those of you that don't know, you can let's just say you're shooting at 150 yards and you get it zeroed in, and then the next time you shoot, you want to go to a different yardage. Well, you can actually remove this and then reset it back to where you had it zeroed at. There's a bunch of videos to show you how to do that, but this is made out of some type of aircraft grade. I think it's 6061 aluminum, and it does have a fairly nice anodization on it. And then up here we can set our yardages out to infinity. Pretty smooth on that. And then you can up here with the objective lens. It does not include a sunshade, but you can remove this, and it is threaded where you could put one on there. Our eye relief on this is supposed to be somewhere between 3 to 4 inches. And then the field of view, I think when you're on the 3 magnification, it's supposed to be somewhere around 38 feet, like in your diameter. And then if you're up to the 9 magnification, it's supposed to be around 13 feet. The overall length of this is 12.2 inches, and it has a 1-inch tube diameter. Looking at a weight of the scope by itself of 17.5 ounces. At our rings, we're at just over 21. So close to 22 ounces with everything. The scope is nitrogen purged and O-ring sealed, which they claim makes it waterproof and fog proof, but I could not find a rating anywhere on that. So there's a tree that's in the middle right there. That's about 100 yards away. I'm going to show you the 3 times power, the 6, and the 9. We'll see how clear it looks on that tree. Alright, right now we are on the 3 times magnification. Again, I'll show you without it. And here we are on the 6 times magnification. And finally the 9 times magnification. So you see the glass is actually very clear, stays really focused. Can really see the details on that tree now, and again it's about 100 yards away. I'm going to get this scope mounted here in a minute. Anytime you buy a scope that includes rings, a tip I would give you is to mount those rings side by side on your rail, and then kind of look through and make sure that they make like a perfect, basically like cylinder. You don't want to see any gaps anywhere. Like if you rub your finger across, you shouldn't be able to feel going from one to the second. If they do, you're probably never going to get zeroed, and you're for sure not going to hold 0. And I didn't notice any issues at all with these ones. Before I mount this, just so YouTube knows, putting a scope on a rifle does not modify this rifle in any way. It doesn't make it do anything other than what it was originally manufactured to do. And I am working with a completely safe and empty firearm here, no ammo anywhere around. Wanted to quickly show you what that reticle looks like. Showing you that just because I'm sure that most of you know that when you are mounting this, that they do make levels that you can put on your scope to make sure that reticle is completely level both ways. And what I will use to make sure I'm level is just a simple index card. These are completely straight, they're completely level. I will hang this on a wall level, and you really only got to, your distance doesn't even really matter on this. All you're trying to do is just make sure that the reticle is centered right. And just so you know, it's usually recommended to use a little bit of blue Loctite and to go somewhere between 15 to 25 inch-pounds on your rings up here. Alright guys, out at the range this morning with that MidTen, the 3 to 9 by 32. I'm set up down there at 50 yards. I'm going to get this thing sighted in, then probably put 50 to 100 rounds through it, make sure it holds 0, make sure there aren't any other issues. So I had a chance to get out and use this scope, and it's actually pretty decent. It's probably on par with something you get from like Barska or Tasco, Bushnell, Simmons, something along those lines. Overall, I would say it's actually really well built and has really good fit and finish. The anodization is pretty well perfect on it. Even the rings here match the scope pretty well. A lot of times it's almost like a completely different shade of black on some of these budget scopes, but this one's pretty decent. The lens has some type of coating on it that's supposed to allow for like more light transmission. I don't know if it does or not, but I can definitely tell you that it is very clear glass. Hopefully you can see when I was showing you that tree at 100 yards. Yeah, the glass is great on it. It's nice that it has this 3 to 9 magnification, and that did loosen up significantly. It's pretty easy to turn now. And I'm not even sure if I mentioned it earlier in the video. It actually has an ocular adjustment too. So if you are, let's just say you're shooting at 50 yards and maybe it's just a little bit blurry, you can spin this to kind of focus in. Another nice thing is having this parallax adjustment or the adjustable objective up here. This kind of allows you to even shoot like close distances. I mean like 10 feet away. A lot of times if you have a 3 power, you cannot shoot like close up stuff. It's just like you almost can't even see it, but you can adjust this like almost to infinity. So pretty nice on that. And if you don't know about parallax, it's kind of where like your reticle and your target sometimes can be slightly skewed depending on where your eye position is and where you move your head. And this can adjust for that. I like that the windage and elevation adjustments are completely toolless, and there is definitely feedback, both audible and palpable. You definitely feel every one of those clicks. I honestly don't have any real complaints, with this scope. I mean, I could be nitpicky and say I don't like this particular type of lens cap, but at least they do include lens covers. I could say I don't like the style of rings. I would prefer a cantilever mount, but at least they include a set of rings. But honestly, for the price, this is a really decent budget-friendly scope. YouTube always seems to have a problem if I say a price. So I'm going to show it there. And then there is a clickable coupon bringing that significantly lower than that. So that's a very, very good price on it. And this is available on Amazon. So I will leave a link to that down in the video description in case you want to find out more information on it or pick one up. But all right, guys, if you found the video helpful or informative in any way, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.